Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and today I'm here to talk about anxiety. The thing about anxiety is people just say, I feel anxiety. The feeling of anxiety is actually it's a feeling that's related to an emotion. But the thing about it, anxiety is created from different things, different places. You could have anxiety when you're in a situation that's stimulating to your senses. You can have anxiety about the prospects of the future and the unknown. You can have anxiety going into some situations where just environmentally you're physically uncomfortable. The reason I'm talking about this is a lot of people complain about anxiety, and a lot of their anxiety actually comes from thinking. And let me illustrate. ADHD is an executive function impairment. I've got lots of other videos. I talk a lot about working memory. Most people think of ADHD as a focus issue, and it is, but really the root often is thinking inside your head. It's impaired. It's more difficult. When anything's difficult, and people struggle with some of that stuff. I mean, I don't want to go garden outside when it's 120 degrees. I want to go inside. So thinking is like going out and gardening when it's 120 degrees, but they don't actually think, they're not conscious of this. What they feel is anxiety, all right? So they feel the anxiety, and so they have a tendency to escape, to do something else, to not take care of that anxiety, to self-soothe. But the thing about it is that escape actually creates more anxiety. For example, I was coaching an individual that was in college, and they had lots of anxiety about school. Basically, they had ADHD, and they would do a lot of studying, by themselves. As I worked with them, they began to realize if they talked out loud a lot and interacted with people, thinking was a lot easier. But this particular individual struggled semester after semester before I came along because of that anxiety. They would escape and smoke marijuana. It would relieve that anxiety. Well, while they got the relief of the anxiety, they weren't doing what they needed to be doing. And so when finals or projects came around, they were behind the 8 ball and had a lot of anxiety around the project. And they often want me to help them with the anxiety of that particular situation. I'm like, well, listen, let's understand that this is a thinking issue. You're having a lot of anxiety because thinking is difficult. Let's make thinking easier. And in this situation, we did. The person got great grades, actually straight A's for the first time, and it wasn't nearly as difficult as they thought. And I said, well, you think about it, it's the thinking issue. And not all anxiety is created by this, but the point that I'm trying to make is there's a catch-22. If you're not mindful of this, of what's going on, and you don't address making the thinking easier, you escape. And you escape because you have anxiety over the difficulty of thinking. So that relief, if you will, to maybe escape and relieve that anxiety creates more anxiety because you're not getting some things done. So it's not about trying harder. It's about going back and understand executive function and make some adjustments. I hope this has been insightful to you. Again, I say this a lot and it goes right over people's head, but ADHD is much more of a thinking impairment than you might think. And most people are focused in on the willpower and I got to just relieve myself of that anxiety as opposed to identifying the root cause. If you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're an existing viewer, comments, what do you think? Does this make some sense to you? Can you identify with it? Or you have, contradictory thoughts? I'm okay with those as long as we're all respectful in the comment section. Also, we do what we do for you. If you like this stuff, we certainly would appreciate a contribution via the thanks button. With that, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.